Hello, my dear friends. If today's joke brings a smile to your lovely face, why not hit that subscribe button? It's a small click that guarantees more laughs in your day. A mother and her young daughter were visiting New York City. The mother was trying to hail a cab when her daughter noticed several wildly dressed women who were loitering on a nearby street corner. The mother finally hailed her cab, and they both climbed in, at which point the young daughter asked, "Mummy, what are all those ladies waiting for by that corner?" The mother replies, "Those ladies are waiting for their husbands to come by and pick them up on the way home from work." The cabbie, upon hearing this exchange, turns to the mother and says, "Come on, lady. Tell your daughter the truth, for crying out loud, they're hookers." A brief period of silence follows, and the daughter then asks, "Mummy, do the hooker ladies have any children?" The mother replies, "Of course, dear. Where do you think cabbies come from?" In Russia, if you wanted to buy a car, you needed to order it 10 years in advance and pay for it. So a fellow goes to order a car, brings his cash, and stands in line. The clerk says, "Very good, comrade. You will receive your car on this day, 10 years from now." The man asks, "In the morning or afternoon?" The clerk responds irritably, "10 years from today, what difference does it make in the morning or afternoon?" "Well," the man says, "the plumber is coming in the morning." A man went to his lawyer and told him, "My neighbor owes me $500 and he won't pay up. What should I do?" "Do you have any proof he owes you the money?" asked the lawyer. "Nope," replied the man. "Okay, then write him a letter asking him for the $5,000 he owed you," said the lawyer. "But it's only $500, replied the man. "Precisely. That's what he will reply, and then you'll have your proof." A poor cowboy needs a horse. He buys the only horse he can afford, one that has its commands messed up. "He'll go when you say whoa, and stop when you say giddy up," instructs the seller. The cowboy sets off riding the horse, feeling silly for saying whoa. As he rides further, he sees an upcoming cliff. He commands the horse to stop by saying whoa, but the horse only picks up speed. Panicking, the cowboy screams, "Whoa, whoa!" But the horse only goes into a full gallop. Then the cowboy remembers and tries saying, "Giddy up!" The horse comes to a complete stop mere inches from the edge of the cliff. The cowboy brushes the sweat from his forehead and says, "Whoa, that was close." The horse, possessing survival instincts, knew better than to run off a cliff, and the cowboy did not face any repercussions for his poor choice of words. A nun, badly needing to use the restroom, walked into a local hostel. The place was hopping with music and loud conversation, and every once in a while, the lights would turn off. Each time the lights would go out, the place would erupt into cheers. However, when the revelers saw the nun, the room went dead silent. She walked up to the bartender and asked, "May I please use the restroom?" The bartender replied, "Okay, but I should warn you that there is a statue of a naked man in there wearing only a fig leaf." "Well, in that case, I'll just look the other way," said the nun. So the bartender showed the nun to the back of the restaurant. After a few minutes, she came back out, and the whole place stopped just long enough to give the nun a loud round of applause. She went to the bartender and said, "Sir, I don't understand. Why did they applaud for me just because I went to the restroom?" "Well, now they know you're one of us," said the bartender. "Would you like a drink?" "No, thank you. But I still don't understand," said the puzzled nun. "You see," laughed the bartender, "every time someone lifts the fig leaf on that statue, the lights go out. Now, how about that drink?" Two English gentlemen are commuters using the tube to the city. They get on and off at the same stations, and having done it for years, they occasionally nod greetings or even exchange a good morning. One of them looked really unhappy one day, and the other said, "I know we haven't been introduced, but if you don't mind me saying it, you do look a bit peaky." My false teeth are killing me. If you let me have a good look, I may be able to help you." "Oh, please do. Give me a day or two." With this, they parted. 2 days later, the sufferer was handed a package with false teeth in it. He tried them, and was astonished to find they were a great improvement on the tight side, saying, Don't worry, I'll try again. 2 days later, he offered another set. But alas, the reaction was much better, but rather on the loose side. Ah, I think I've got it. Let me try just once more. Sure enough, 2 days later, he handed over a set saying, I think these will really be just right. Putting them in, the sufferer was astonished to find they really were a very good fit. Thank you so much. These are just right. You must be a wonderful dentist to be able to get false teeth to fit so well just by looking at them. Laughing modestly, the man replied, Oh, I'm not a dentist, I'm a funeral director. Carolyn, a rich blonde, buys a new automatic Jaguar XKR Sport. She drives the car perfectly well during the day, but at night the car just won't move at all. After trying to drive the car at night for a week, but without any luck, she furiously calls the Jaguar dealers, and they send out a technician to her. The technician examines the car and finds nothing wrong with it. So he turns to the blonde and asks, Mum, are you sure you are using the right gear? Full of anger, the blonde replies, How on earth could you ask such a question? I'm not stupid, you know. Of course I'm using the right gear. I use D during the day and N at night. 400 passengers, but only 200 meals were loaded onto a flight from Delhi to New York City. It was only discovered after takeoff, when the flight attendants started going through their preparations for the meals. So, the airline had bungled, and the crew was in a fix. However, one smart flight attendant had an idea. A couple of hours into the flight, she nervously announced, Ladies and gentlemen, we don't know how this happened, but we have over 400 people on board, but only 200 dinners. Anyone who is kind enough to give up their meal to someone else will receive unlimited free liquor for the duration of the flight. Her next announcement came 6 hours later. Ladies and gentlemen, if anyone wants to change their mind, we still have 180 dinners available. Moral of the story is that people who like to drink have very kind hearts. An 85-year-old man was told by the doctor that he needed a count as part of his physical exam. The doctor gave the man a jar and said, Take this jar home and bring back a sample tomorrow. The next day, the 85-year-old man reappeared at the doctor's office and was given the jar, which was as clean and empty as on the previous day. The doctor asked what happened, and the man explained, Well, Doc, it's like this. First I tried with my right hand, but nothing. Then I tried with my left hand, but still nothing. Then I asked my wife for help. She tried with her right hand and with her left, still nothing. She tried with her mouth, first with the teeth in, then with her teeth out, still nothing. We even called up Arlene, the lady next door, and she tried too, first with both hands, then an armpit, and she even tried squeezing it between her knees, but still nothing. The doctor was shocked. You asked your neighbour? The old man replied, Yep, none of us could get the jar open. A man really hated his wife's cat. One day he put the cat in his car, took it to the end of the block, and let it go. When he got home, he saw that the cat had beat him home. Undeterred, he put the cat in the car, took it a few miles across the city, and tossed it out of the car again. Upon returning home, he was astonished to see that the cat had beat him home again. Determined at this point, the man took the cat and drove him across the city, over the river, through the woods, and across 3 counties before putting the cat outside and driving off. Several hours later, the man's wife was at home when the phone rang. She picked up, and it was her husband. Is the cat there? He asked. Yes, she replied. Well, put him on the phone. I'm lost. City cousin comes up to the farmhouse. The country cousin's wife says, Oh, he's out by the barn feeding the pig. City cousin goes out by the barn and sees country cousin holding the pig up to an apple tree, while the pig eats the apples. Asks country cousin, What the hell are you doing? Country cousin says, This is the way I always feed the pig. City cousin asks, Doesn't that take a lot of time? Country cousin says, Yep, but what's time to a pig? If you're still here, it means you enjoyed it. So go ahead and subscribe. You won't lose a thing, but I'll gain a wonderful friend in you.